Very good evening, my dear fellow citizens of the world. This is your friend Manoj. Once again, good evening. Hello, welcome. So today on December 8th, 2021, I'd like to talk about topic. Let's identify the needs of the world while providing services. So, as you know, this week December 5 is International Volunteers Day. So I came online today in defense of by supporting the volunteerism and selfless services of many of our friends. I mean, not only human friends, but also other living beings like animals, birds, particularly our planet Earth. Its volunteer service is what's the fuel for our world peace sustainability. So I came here online to share some ideas about it. So first of all, this idea, is mainly inspired by one of my friend Vasim Mohan of Ega Trust from Vedaranyam in Tamil Nadu. He used to say daily. He used to put a Facebook, social media post and he says, "தேவை அறிந்து சேவை செய்வோம்." Let us identify the needs while doing providing services. So the same thing Edison also said a long time ago. He said, I try to figure out what the world needs and I will go ahead and invent it. I think that's how he invented a light bulb after doing some 10,000 experiments, 10,000 time failed attempts. So he understood that there should be light. Even the Bible verse said, "Let there be light," but that was a mandate given by our ancestors, and he thought everyone needs light, so he tried, and he delivered. Similarly, we have to identify need, and what is the main number one need? Obviously, in this sense, I would like to share the idea of planet. We say nowadays many people have become very aware and they started saying our plan A is planet A. So planet A is the number one need. You may ask me how planet is the number one need. Maybe what we need is humans need. We need a decent life. We need food, shelter, clothing. Of course, all those things are also needed. But anyway, we must think in terms of how long. We need food. We need shelter. We need clothes. How long? So the time factor comes inside. So time, who decides the time? The planet only decides the time. We call it this universal UTC, universal standard coordinated time. So the time matters. Okay, how long we need? So because of the time matters, because time is ultimate value. So already suppose everyone needs food. Suppose everyone needs food, clothes. Some companies, some organizations are delivering, but how long? How long a free food they can do? So time matters. So in time point of view, planet is the one that is providing everything by working 24/7, 365 days around the year for last 4.5 billion years. So planet is the main thing. Everyone, planet is, if we ensure that people have a better access to our planet A, planet Earth, then they themselves can get the. Self-serve. Like what will we see? Self-service, no. Like that, they themselves can self-serve and they can lead a better, decent life. So this is the concept of plan A is a planet A. So if you ensure that the planet is supportive for them, they can live a self-sustainable. In Tamil we say Tacharbu, self-sustainable lifestyle living. So this is very important. See, suppose if you want to do some good to someone means some. There's a famous saying: give them if you give them a fish, the fish may feed for a day. If we teach them how to fish, that skill may help them to for lifetime. So whatever we provide, whatever service we provide, we must try to provide a long-term solution for their need. So that is how need should be fulfilled. So that is the main reason of volunteerism. Volunteering not only for just a short time, volunteering for a long time, that matters. If you look at sun and earth, they are volunteering for almost last 4.5 billion years. No human can maybe 100 years at the maximum a human can serve others. But just imagine, compare them human with the planet. Then the planet is almost a billion times a bigger help doer than a human. So then imagine how great leader the planet is. However, the planet's greatness is not what to say. It's not preached, or it's not the meaning. The meaning is not conveyed properly. It is like what to say. See, it's obviously it's our responsibility to teach children about that mother. If you look at United Nations calls Earth as a mother, and they have introduced Mother Earth Day, April 22nd, so that people should realize that Earth is mother to them, and mother won't fail to serve its citizen, and mother won't collect taxes to provide a good governance, and mother won't ask any money or ask anything for providing services. So people need services. People need looking for a hero who would provide a free for our services. So already planet is doing that. It's what to say. It is a universe given gift. So universe itself is Gandhi introduced universal friendship. So that friendship is already we can see that the concept working perfectly well by looking at the planet Earth. So this is a successfully proven model to help others. I mean, at least to if not for big help, at least to help for a minimum standard of living that is above the poverty line. So like 911 in America and like 112 in India for emergency services. Planet Earth is an emergency worker. Recently, if you see in England, they introduced a new bill. I mean, like a law that if any emergency worker is interrupted or killed while in duty, the person who interrupts them should be put in court of law and should be dealt with. That's how they have given importance for emergency worker. So similarly, the planet is the number one emergency worker, like ambulance driver. Recently, like ambulance driver in whose skill the life of a patient inside depends on. So that's how we have to treat this. Our planet Earth is the biggest emergency vehicle, ambulance vehicle we ever know, and we are seeing it every day. Even solar system itself and galaxy itself is emergency vehicle. However, that is quite invincible. I mean, what to say? It cannot be seen in a naked eye. It needs scientific thinking. But planet Earth is we can see it in a naked eye in everyday lives. It is understandable to a common person. A layman terms we can understand. However, this idea should be taken forward to everyone, because that's the root purpose of Volunteers Day. Considering the Earth as our biggest volunteer, a role model volunteer for everyone. For a lot of times I used to think, what is the benefit Earth getting by serving its citizens? We are not going to worship planet as a god. We are not going to give any money or something, but still it's working. It's truly a medical miracle only, I would say. So, but how long? Now the question comes: how long the planet is losing its capacity? You see, humans may lose its capacity after when they get old. So, planet is also it's almost 4.5 billion years old. So, some people say it's losing capacity because of climate change problem. That's also it's true in some sense. Because of greenhouse gases, because of global warming, of course, if asteroid impacts, that's it. It's a game over. Already it's happened many times, including the most famous one. When dinosaurs were living in that 65 million years ago. So that incident should not repeat. Okay, so planet may be a big big leader for our humans, but planet is just a dot in the entire universe. So the dot can be like a small insect or like what to say. So it may get thrashed or beaten by the bigger force in the universe. So universe is supporting a planet. Its grace is very important for a planet Earth to survive. So whatever we do, we have to put the planet at the center. Already the planet is the center of the people. See, if you say people, consider the world people. In the world, who is the center of the world people? Planet is the center of the world people. We are all on the surface of the planet. So if you want to really do a good service, we want to fulfill the need of the people, means we have to go via our planet only. If planet is already performing well, means maybe whatever we should do, we should enhance the overall performance. We should not degrade the performance. So if printing money and distributing money is enhancing performance, means I would say, okay, it's go. I may support it. I may also increase it, but it's not happening. The printing money is directly going into the hands of weapons manufacturers, and they're this is not it creates an enemy situation across the nations. So this is not a sustainable model. So of course we have to provide if we cannot provide sustainable model, at least we should be able to provide what our ancestors gave to our generation. So we have that minimum responsibility. We have to safely pass the ancestors given gifts to our future generation. Even United Nations Charter itself saves succeeding generation, SSG. So that's the minimum responsibility, minimum duty, or minimum moral duty we all have. So only I came here online today. So if you're not a very competent or a very powerful person to serve or like a planet, at least let the person who already serves him. Maybe the planet is already working for everyone. Let it work. Let's not create a diversion by bringing some money or some other man-made unsustainable things and diverting the people from solving the real problems. So I'm speaking all this in defense of our friends who are truly doing the good work, and we have to support them and encourage them. I mean, particularly the friends like Earth. So Earth is under a big threat. I mean, threat from what to say, maybe profit-making people. Okay, so profit should be okay. Everyone works for profit. I'm not saying that we are not against the profit. Let's support the. We should see the net profit. We are losing in Tamil. Sometimes there is a joke. Operation is success, but planet is patient is dead. Similarly, we may say the company is profitable, but the planet is dead. If planet death, where a company may exist, we have put an office in surface of the earth. If earth itself dead, that means company also dead only. So we cannot have a situation where operation is success and but planet is death. Planet must be alive, survive. Then only we can whether the operation is success or failure. So however, we are not very plan not focused. So only I came here right now online. We have to work on the environmental concerns about what are they doing, whether on the long term impact of the item. So ultimately, it depends on the ISR, individual social responsibility. Better individual, better responsibility. I remember once Paul Graham, famous American startup entrepreneur, he said that even one person with a brain was not in IBM when IBM granted license to Microsoft, because once in 1980s IBM granted license to Microsoft to do Windows OS. With that opportunity, only Bill Gates became number one richest person in the world. If IBM itself had did that, means IBM began maybe a better leadership position in the industry. So in that case, even one person with the brain was not there in IBM. That he said. Similarly, I used to think when dinosaurs were there, the asteroid fall in Earth, even one person, one living being in the planet was not doesn't have a capability or capacity to stop the asteroid. The same thing should not happen right now. We may have a lot of armies and navies and air force and satellites and spacecrafts, but if an asteroid falls in Earth, if you are not unable to stop it, means everything will become utter waste and our planet will be a wasteland, like Pluto or some other planet with no life sustaining in it. So what runs the Earth is the friendship of the Earth. Friendship. It's not about how much money you pay as a tax or how much money we print in a bank. It's the friendship of friendly relations of our planet with the surrounding members in solar system family and in the galaxy and larger universe. Only what keeps our planet running and what's the performance of the planet directly impacts its citizens, we the citizens. So this is how we must interpret and work on to give a better life. So thank you. I'm ending my speech. I planned for 15 minutes speech and 15 minutes is over. So once again, I summarize. Let's stick to planet A, our Earth. Let's make it a better friend for everyone. Friendship. It's a ship. We all travel in a ship, and we are all like we are the passengers. Let's try to be a crew of the ship, and let's try to drive the ship better forward for the safety and benefit of everyone. Thank you all once again.